رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. And in this example of the Quran's mathematical miracle, and you may call it a miracle, this time I'm just putting some numbers in front of you that I have they've come to me, that I have discovered or I have researched, and I'm putting these forward so that you can further research on them. However, the numbers are true, I've checked them, and the reason I'm saying it, you may not call it a miracle. It is very difficult to produce what I'm showing you. Maybe you might not find it in any book on this planet, but yet I'm calling it for further research, because I think there can be further work that can be done into it. And what it is that normally in the Quran what happens is we count from the beginning. We say the first chapter is Surah Al-Fatiha, chapter number 1 you can see on the screen, chapter number 2 Baqarah, chapter 3 Ali Imran, and chapter 4 Surah Nisa, and so on. But this time I'm going to be counting backwards, and when I count backwards, I take the last chapter, Surah Nas, chapter 114 as number 1, chapter 113 as number 2, and so on and so forth. I'll be counting backwards, so the last chapter will be number 1. And when I do this, you will see that there will be 4 chapters whose order number in counting backwards will equal to the number of verses in the chapter. There will only be 4 chapters in the Quran, and let me show you. It's very simple. If you count with me, I'll count chapter 1, then 2, I'll count along with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, counting backwards, the 6th chapter is Surah Al-Kafirun. It has exactly 6 verses. Then let's keep counting. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Counting backwards, the 19th chapter is Surah Al-Alaq. It has exactly 19 verses as well. Subhanallah. Then let's continue counting. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40th chapter counting backwards is Surah Al-Qiyamah. It has exactly 40 verses again. And now the last chapter, which has this mathematical precision, you can say. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. This is the last chapter. 62nd chapter counting backwards is Surah An-Najm. It has exactly 62 verses. Now, this in and of itself, to produce a book that has even one chapter counting backwards, its position is equal to, let's say, the number of sentences in that book. I don't think it's possible to produce, or there is such a book on this planet. If you can show me, I'd like to know. I'm not saying this is the only miracle, right? My claim is not that the single example makes the Quran miraculous. All these numerical, mathematical, linguistic miracles come together to make the Quran linguistic. One of them could have been a coincidence, right? So I don't think there's one book in the world that can produce such a mathematical precision, and yet alone Quran produces 4 examples of it, right? 4 chapters counting backwards have the same verse number as their position counting backwards. This is the first observation. You can further research on it. But the second observation is, I think it's mathematically an obvious one, but still I'd like to know that these 4 chapters are the only 4 chapters in the Quran that their original position and the chapter number add to 115. 53 plus 62 is 115, and likewise Surah Al-Qiyamah, 75 plus 40 is 115, and Surah Al-Alaq, 96 plus 19 is 115, and Surah Al-Kafirun, 109 plus 6 is 115. These are the only 4 chapters whose original chapter number and the verse number add to 115, which I think was obvious as well. When you count backwards, you should have had 115, but I still like to know if you further research on it. Although the first mathematical observation is very powerful, counting backwards you have the same verse number as the counting backwards position, but the second observation, that these are the only 4 chapters that the chapter number, verse number add to 115. These are 2 observations I like to put them out there. The first one, of course, the counting backwards, and the second one, that the chapter number and verse number add to 115. If you can further research on it and see why are these only the 4 chapters whose counting backwards position equals the verse numbers, that would be an interesting research, I think so. Those who are interested can research on it. And anyways, all other miracles add to make the Quran miraculous. So may Allah give us complete conviction in the Quran as the word of God. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.